Hello and welcome to Essay Today. Tonight we have Lyle Weston giving the executive address, Janine Bogris, the vice chair of elections, is in studio, and March Madness ends with a bang. This is Essay Today. Someone else is in the running in the 2016 presidential election. Rand Paul announced his candidacy today. Ted Cruz is the only other candidate to have said he is running on the Republican ballot. Paul is also running to keep his Senate seat. He plans to start campaigning in New Hampshire, South Carolina, Iowa, and Nevada. Last night, the Duke Blue Devils defeated the Wisconsin Badgers to secure the NCAA men's basketball championship. 4 of the team's freshmen helped claim Coach K's 5th national title. Freshmen Tyus Jones, Grayson Allen, Jaleel Okafor, and Justice Winslow contributed 60 points of Duke's 68. The Blue Devils were down by as much as 9 in the second half before Grayson Allen sparked the run that retook the lead. The championship game was a fitting ending to a wild NCAA tournament. Rolling Stone may be facing more backlash from its University of Virginia rape story. The fraternity mentioned in this story is taking legal action against the magazine. Yesterday, the magazine published an external review of the editorial process in the publishing of the article. And today, Phi Kappa Psi at UVA released a statement sharing its intent to file a suit. 2 high-profile trials are going on in Boston. The murder trial of former Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez continues today. Critics are speaking out about Hernandez's relaxed demeanor in the courtroom. In the trial for Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, who is accused of carrying out the terrorist attacks at the Boston Marathon, the jury began deliberating. Innovative Acquisition Group LLC of Park City, Utah, aims to build a 180-unit student housing complex in Syracuse. This development company proposed to place this structure in Syracuse's outer Comstock neighborhood. This site, a few blocks south of Syracuse University's Athletic Center, would require 19,880 square feet of space at least. This proposal is still in the works for now. The Heidi Allen hearing continued in Syracuse today. The Oswego County DA announced yesterday that they plan to call 8 more witnesses before they rest their case no later than Wednesday. 4 days ago was the 21st anniversary of Allen's disappearance. In other trial news, the trial of Dr. Robert Newlander may be over, but new evidence about this case is still coming out. Onondaga County DA William Fitzpatrick announced today that on the day of her murder, Leslie Newlander planned to lease a new apartment. Shots were fired at an 83-year-old man early this morning on Syracuse's south side. Police were called to 525 Talisman Street at approximately 6:08 a.m. before this man in question was rushed to Upstate University Hospital. The assailant is still unknown, but members of the community are hopeful the victim can recover from this heinous attempt at murder. Syracuse University is bringing back the Paris Noir Study Abroad program. Arts and Sciences announced 2 weeks ago that the 6-credit program would not continue this summer, but they have decided to reopen the application period. The application deadline is April 17th, and it costs $550. 14 people must apply in order for the program to continue. The University Anactus Student Group has recently announced its partnership with Syracuse University's Sustainability Division, as well as Syracuse Haulers. This united effort aims to perform not 1 but 2 waste audits, the purpose of which is to get a better understanding of how campus is recycling. While the results are unknown, some speculate that there will be little to no change for the time being. The Graduate Student Organization is not happy about the new health insurance plan. They plan to meet tomorrow to discuss the unionizing in response to a lack of transparency from the university. The GSO is saying that the university never reached out to the student body before adopting the health insurance policy. They hope that a union will help students have a say in decisions that will affect them. The group is also planning a rally on Thursday in conjunction with the general body. Earlier today, SA PR Chair Lyle Weston was in studio to deliver the weekly executive address. Here's what he had to say.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Lyle Weston, the PR Director for the Student Association. Get ready for Student Association's Impact Week, which will take place from April 13th to April 19th. The week will include workshops, panels, and service engagement opportunities on the Syracuse campus and greater Syracuse community, geared towards making an impact. To register for Impact Week, go to tinyurl.com/SU Impact Week. Student Association will be hosting the first ever CUSE conference to allow students to take ownership of their university. SA's hope of the CUES Conference is to explore our most pressing issues through the lens of our individual and shared experiences, values, and Orange traditions. In addition, there will be 2 breakout sessions at the conference where students can select from 8 different topics to discuss. The CUES Conference will be held on Sunday, April 19th from 1 to 6 p.m. in the Herg Auditorium in Newhouse 3. To register for the CUES Conference, go to www.thecuesconference.com. We have posted more content on our blog, which can be found at SyracuseStudentAssociation.wordpress.com. And don't forget to like the Student Association on Facebook and follow us on Twitter @SA@SU for more information. Thank you and have a good evening.
Up next, we have the SA Vice Chair of Elections, Janine Bogris, in studio to talk about the upcoming election. Stay tuned.
Another episode of Syracuse Unpeeled. I'm Cassie DeLaura, and joining me to my left is Miss Alex O'Toole, Haley Schluter, Jacob Friesen-Grant, Drew Brown, and Hugh Pringle, hosts of Z89's The Juice. Here with me is Sage Cruisefield.
It's a neon pink water bottle filled with Legos. I lied!
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Jimmy can't sing,
and Tommy can't dance.
so we're gonna put some ants in their pants.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Monday evening, the Student Association has begun budgetary hearings. These hearings address the allocation recommendations for the fall 2015 semester. Over $3 million were requested, according to the Daily Orange. The Finance Board will provide $2,246,726 of the requested sum. University Union specifically received over $30,000. The community is hopeful this money will not go to waste. Joining me in studio is Janine Bogris. Janine is the Vice Chair of Elections for the Student Association. Janine, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So really quickly, can we run through how a normal election process works and how you foresee this one going?
Well, the election process, the way it works is candidates submit a letter of intent for either president and vice presidential ticket, comptroller, or student association assembly representative. And this semester we have only one submitted as a presidential and vice presidential candidate, but there are a number of write-in campaigns, so it's going to be a little bit different.
So how do you expect those write-in candidates to actually change the outcome of this election?
Well, it's a different dynamic because since they're not on the ballot, they need to get their name out there, and it is a contested election. Even though it's not officially contested, it will be.
So do you think that this will change the amount of votes that you'll see? How many votes do you typically see in a semester?
Last year we got 21% of the student body to vote, and we're hoping to get even more this year.
What's necessary for a candidate to win the election in terms of votes?
Simply put, the most votes. For a write-in candidate, though, you need at least 100 votes to qualify for the position of president, and for an assembly representative write-in, you need at least 25 votes to qualify.
So how do you see these write-in candidates, considering this is completely new to something that SA has experienced, do you see these write-in candidates possibly winning this election? How do you foresee this going with this new experience?
To be honest, I really don't know how it's going to go. It's just whoever can get their name out there and get the most votes.
Have you talked to any of these write-ins or any of the presidential candidates? Aisha obviously is the sole SA candidate that's on the ballot, but have you talked to any of the write-in candidates?
I have met with Aisha's campaign team, and 2 of the write-ins have reached out to us, and I have met with them.
Have they asked like anything that you could do to help them get on the ballot or to get their name out? Is there anything you suggest to them to try to get their name out there?
Well, they cannot be put on the ballot as they did not turn in their letters of intent on time. That's the qualification to get put on the ballot with the 500 signatures from Syracuse students. Ways to get their name out, they have their own campaign managers and ways for running their campaign. And I've seen both of those two campaigns around campus. I've seen it on social media, and I've seen other things also, so they're doing that.
So this obviously is a very unprecedented year, considering that, one, it's the first year that a write-in candidate has tried to go for the candidacy, and that there are more than, I think, a dozen at this point. Do you see that changing this election in any way, that there's so many people who are vying for this role despite not having gone through the signature process?
Well, it definitely changes things on our perspective because we added in guidelines for what we would accept for write-in votes. So everyone knew what exactly would be happening, and people knew who they were voting for when they did it.
Do you think this will change how SA approaches elections in the future?
I do believe it will. ADOP is possibly administrative operations, is looking to patch up any loopholes to make sure there aren't any.
All right, so how can students register to vote on MySlice?
You actually don't have to register. You're all registered. You just need to log on. There will be a banner that says vote now. You click it and it'll take you right to the ballot.
All right, well, Janine, thanks for being here. Really great to see you. Good luck with this election season.
Thank you so much for having me.
Coming up, we'll have your wake-up weather report. Also, there was an angry bunny at yesterday's Nationals game. Stay tuned.
I think that Citrus TV is important because especially this year, Syracuse has been in the news so often, and we've often been there first to be able to cover that and really deliver it to the students.
Citrus TV News is for our campus and our students.
The great thing about Citrus is we allow students to tell their stories, and we get to listen to their concerns.
Citrus is important because we cover campus news in a way that no one else really does.
Citrus TV is the voice of Syracuse University, and it's something we're very proud of and a responsibility that we take very seriously.
Well, finally, it's starting to look a lot like spring. Today, temperatures were in the high 40s with a little sun peeking through. This week, you can expect some April showers through the weekend with partly sunny skies on Saturday. Temperatures are expected to reach into the 50s. Well, this past weekend, the Easter Bunny visited opening game for Major League Baseball. Members of the community were shocked to find this iconic figure on a violent rampage, specifically targeting employees dressed as presidents. Teddy Roosevelt, known for his phrase, "speak softly and carry a big stick," could not have anticipated this violent rendition of what is traditionally considered an American pastime. Well, folks, Roger the Rabbit didn't use the bat in question for his unpatriotic display at the game, but nonetheless will be remembered for his playful ambush of the invaluable presidents of our nation's history. Well, that's all that we have for SA Today tonight. Be sure to check us out on social media on Citrus TV News or SA Today. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all the social media that you can think of. And you can find us also on YouTube, where you can rewatch all of SA Today episodes that we have done this semester, as well as all of Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Topher Lane. Have a great night, Syracuse.